female presence in the military has brought upon many conflicting views regarding fair treatment. Men have been accustomed to seeing women as inferior when it comes to physical capabilities. The roles that men automatically assume as their own, fighting in wars, are now also being acquired by females. Because some women are now assuming these roles, men are fighting to protect what they consider rightfully theirs. The first question to be understood is, what are the causes of said discrimination? It is a pre-existing stereotype that women simply do not have the same qualifications as men when it comes to protecting their country. With this idea in mind, military officials are reluctant to provide them with a job working in combat or other fields considered too dangerous for most women. As stated in an article written by Sam Myron, the combat exclusion is based on outdated stereotypes of women and ignores the reality of the modern military and battlefield conditions. Other statements have been made claiming that women are not treated as equals merely because they are females. Some men say their presence will disrupt cohesion, there will be insurmountable privacy issues, there will be sexual tensions, and they don't, as a class, have what it takes.
King faces the toughest battle of her 32-year military career. She filed a formal complaint against the Army, charging her superiors mistreated her because she's a woman.
I'm not in a position where I can say what should happen to my superiors, but I will say they need to be held accountable.
King was suspended following complaints of micromanaging and toxic leadership, factors she says would not have been questioned if she were a man.
These verbal and physical attacks towards the female race are causing women to reconsider whether they truly feel called to fight for their country and what it stands for, bringing up the question, why are women resistant to joining the Army? More often than not, it seems as if women are hesitant working in the Army as a profession due to the lack of respect and equality that they receive from men in the same field. They are fearful that their chances of being promoted to higher ranks will be at risk as a result of corruption in the Army as a whole. In addition to superiors abusing their power by not treating women the same as the males, they decide which jobs to be given to people according to their gender. Another quote from Sam Myron says, "Instead of seeing my strengths and how I could contribute to an evading crew, he only saw my gender."
We're doing the same jobs that the men are, with the exception of combat arms. That's the only one that women are not allowed to be in. But we're doing the jobs, just as well. So, I mean, that just proves that, that we're all equal and we all can do the same jobs.
Sergeant Leanne Hester and other females claim that women are allowed to do the same jobs as men with the exception of working in combat. Over the years, that statement has become true. However, there are still vast differences between the sexes. A difference that is of major concern would involve the forms of discrimination present in the military. An obvious discriminatory act towards women would be the inequality of opportunities. As previously mentioned, just recently have women been given more job positions in the Army. But the main problem between males and females is harassment. Abused women in the military are often fearful of reporting incidents because of the lack of confidentiality and privacy, as well as victim services. Of the reports that are given, males of high rank are usually the ones responsible for the harassment. Their authority over other cadets allows them to get away with these immoral acts, for the most part. In addition to sexual abuse, there are also incidents of physical and verbal abuse. Nicknames such as trow have been given to women, declaring them as overweight, unattractive, and lazy. Statements referring to appearance and a female's usefulness dramatically impacts how they act from that point on. Eating habits are one thing that is affected by harassment. With several people attempting to hinder their presence in the military, women have ended up keeping quiet about cases of inappropriate behavior toward them. There have been instances when they have called out their attacker for their misdeeds, but they are often retaliated against for telling others about the incident. This retaliation against them creates a fear that they may be physically assaulted, looked down upon, and possibly run the risk of being demoted.
How many of you were raped while you were serving your country? How many of your assailants served prison time for your rape? How many of you felt like you were personally retaliated against?
I knew joining the military was going to be a sacrifice. This wasn't the intended sacrifice that I was willing to make.
Does the military foster a culture right now that tolerates sexual assault?
There's a power game that can go on here that I think reflects sometimes what's happening in the society in general.
Women in the military have always had the stereotype that they are not physically or mentally capable of accomplishing the job. This preconceived notion has allowed for a greater shock value regarding the men's perspective towards the situation when these women prove themselves as accomplished. The final question to consider would be, how are women proving men wrong regarding their sexual prejudice against them? Major Mary Jennings Hagar was awarded the Purple Heart in 2009. Sergeant Leanne Hester was awarded a Silver Star. These two women are proof that their roles in the military are important enough to be recognized with an award. In an article regarding a lawsuit with the Pentagon, the author said that women have proven their ability to serve an expanding number of roles on and off the battlefield. More and more people are seeing the true worth that women have in protecting their country. Women are killing the enemy, saving lives, and showing great bravery and valor in combat conditions. They are also crucial for searching local women and children for weapons at checkpoints and enduring raids, and engaging with the female population as part of a counterinsurgency strategy. There is no denying that women are a vital advantage.